Hello, Anna. How are you?
Hi, Stuart. Good. Thank you. How are you today?
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. Nice to finally see you face to face.
Nice to meet you finally.
We'll just get a bit of an introduction about you. You're a person that lives in Benidorm, is it, Anna?
That's correct.
And you also put content out on the internet, and your channel's name is?
Benidorm by Anna.
All right, great. And I've got you on because we're trying to get a more female point of view of some of the things that are happening here in Spain, and also to talk about that coastal area down there, that Benidorm area, other parts of the Costa Blanca that are popular tourist destinations. And that's what you do in your channel, right, Anna?
Yes, that's true. I talk about tourism here, the recent and latest news updates as well, what the weather will be like, and all the most interesting places people can visit here in Benidorm.
And I imagine there are lots of places.
A lot of them, definitely.
All right, good, good. Now we'll get a bit of your background. What brought you to Spain?
Well, I suppose as many people are, I was always willing to live in Spain. I was attracted by the sunshine, by the good weather, and by how friendly Spanish people are here.
Okay, all right, good. How friendly people are. And has Spain lived up to your expectations?
Some of them, yes, not all of them. Definitely the Spanish siesta and places being shut down on midday is something that I've been dealing with, and I've been taking it more relaxed right now with years. However, it's something that still surprises me time to
Yeah.
time.
And how long have you been here?
It's been more than 9 years already since I've been living here.
Okay, good. So a long time, a long time. And have things changed over those last 9 years? Obviously, not related to the pandemic because we know everything changed during the
Yeah.
pandemic, but how has that part of Spain changed over those 9 years?
While there's not been a huge of a change, but definitely I do see a lot more of a building work going on. For example, more and more new houses are expanding Benidorm and surrounding area as well. A lot more of the so-called skyscrapers and tall buildings are emerging definitely here. The tourism as well has been quite a boost right now. And way more international tourists are coming here to the area, definitely. It's been some changes with work as well, some of them negative, some of them positive ones too.
Oh, really? In what way?
Well, about work, I kind of feel that it was way easier to get work when I first came here. When I came, I did not have any experience. My Spanish level was kind of okay, but I could not say that I was fluent in Spanish 100%. Even so,
Mm.
I did manage to get a job like in a few weeks' time. And it's something that I did not expect. Right now, when you are going and you're looking for a job, especially in the tourism sector here,
Yeah.
it's way more difficult.
Okay. So that's what you were working in before? Were you working in tourism?
Yes, all these years I've been working in the tourism sector. I've started as a assistant receptionist,
Okay.
and I ended up working as the reception and reservations manager in a lovely place, but pandemic hit,
Yeah.
the rest of the story probably they were reducing staff, and this is how I ended up basically here on YouTube.
Okay, good. So, as a result of the pandemic, you started a YouTube channel because you saw an opportunity there to put out content, and I think I also saw that you have a Spanish channel as well. So you're putting
Yes.
out stuff in Spanish and English at the same time.
Yes, that's true. I have another channel. The Spanish channel is more for people who are willing to come to live here permanently. So I
Okay.
speak more about the economic situation, about which kind of job positions right now are the most required ones, which are good areas to live, what the rent costs here, or to purchase a property, for example. So it's slightly different from what I do on this English channel.
All right, good. So the English channel is more aimed at the English tourists that are going down there, showing them the city, things to do, things to see, places to eat, I imagine as well, right?
That's true, yes.
All right, great. Now, you mentioned a minute ago that Benidorm is growing. There's more construction going on. And I imagine that, as you said, it's going up because there's nowhere really for Benidorm to move out, I suppose. So, high
Yes.
rise, is it?
Well, right now, in general, the construction work, the one that I've seen is especially going on in Poniente area, which is something that not a lot of tourists have a lot of information about. It's not as popular, but there we have buildings up until 20 floors and higher.
Uh-huh.
Some of them will be touristic apartments that will be able to be rented for people for a short-term holidays.
Yeah.
They're very, very nice, and the views, of course, you can imagine, are spectacular to the Benidorms Island and to the beach, Mediterranean Sea. And others will be just residential apartments and home for people who want to live here permanently. And a lot of people are actually purchasing them right now.
Okay, all right, good. So you mentioned the Poniente. So Benidorm's what? It's divided into two main areas, the Levante and the Poniente, right?
That's correct. Benidorm is basically split in half by the old town. What you have
Okay.
is the Levante part, which is more fun. It's more touristic. It has a lot of nightlife, famous bars, typical Spanish restaurants. Everything is located here, as well as the majority of the hotels that people choose for their holidays. And then there is the old town, which has amazing viewpoint from where you can see all the entire Benidorm. And the Poniente part, which is more for relaxing type of holiday. It's something that people choose when they're coming with family, or when they love to sleep a little bit more during the day because it's not as crowded, not
Yeah.
as noisy.
Okay, good. So what's the profile of the people that are visiting that part of Benidorm and buying those high-rise apartments? Are they Spanish people? Are they foreigners? What's the profile, Anna?
It's a little bit of everything. I've been working with a few real estate agencies there, by the way. They're selling these brand new apartments. And what they told me is that there are a lot of nationals, a lot of Spanish who are purchasing them as a second residence home. So they will just be coming here from time to time, especially in summer.
Yep.
And the other part are international buyers. There's a lot of people coming from Norway, from Netherlands, Germans, some clients from UK I've seen as well. So it's a mix. It's a mix.
Yeah. So what are people going to Benidorm for? Are they going for the entertainment? Are they going for the weather? Are they going for the beaches? What's the attraction?
I think I would dare to say that Benidorm has it all. It's for all kinds of tourists. Before, the main thing that people saw and that they knew about Benidorm is that it's all about stag parties, it's all about drinking and like bizarre holidays. However, this was actually one of the main reasons why I started the channel, because I felt that people did not see the other side of it. Benidorm is a lot more than partying and drinking and staying up all night. It offers a quality tourism as well for families with children, for couples, or just single travelers. There's a lot to explore in here.
Yeah, okay, great. So there's plenty of things to do. There was a recent festival, the Benidorm Festival. I don't know whether you went to it or saw
yes.
it.
I got a direct access. It
Okay.
cost me a while, but I eventually managed to get into the Benidorm Fest. Yes.
And there was a bit of a controversy about the person that won or something. I don't know exactly what the story was, but it was a bit of a controversy, right?
That's true. I've never seen people so involved in the Spanish Eurovision pre-selection contest. It's the first time that I've seen so many people there and so many people commenting about it on the social media.
Yeah,
Basically, there was not a lot to it. It's just all people who live here, the majority of them were in favor of one particular group, which did not win, and it ended up almost in the middle towards the end.
Okay.
And the person who people did not really like won the contest just because of the jury that were there, the people who were basically deciding who will win.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
not good. People did not like it, but it is how it is.
Who was on the jury?
Well, it was a kind of a mix. There were people from television, from Spanish television.
Yeah.
There was a singer. And there were also a few people. There was one person from Iceland as well.
Okay.
So it was a mix of Spanish and international.
Okay.
Important people.
So basically, the popular choice, the person or the group that the people wanted to win didn't win. It was controversial because the panel chose them, and maybe people thought that there was some type of, as they say in Spanish, tongo. No, that
Congo, yes, that's
it was
correct.
it was rigged.
That's correct. A lot of people were posting it online that it was a tongo, as you say.
Yeah.
It even went up until the Supreme Court
Oh,
to check
really?
everything. Yes, because a lot of people were saying that the song that won did not adjust to the main rules of the contest, of the
Okay.
pre-selection, that there were too many words in English. People even counted the words to see
Yeah,
how
yeah,
much of it was the percentage rate of Spanish to English words. So it was just
yeah. Okay.
madness here, but
Yeah. Okay. Good.
eventually,
So,
eventually that person won and keeps going with the Eurovision.
okay. Okay. So one of the problems was that a lot of the words were in English in the song, were they?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Good. So they wanted more of a Spanish song.
Not only the people kind of felt that it's more of the same type of songs that Spain always presents the
Okay.
same profile of songs on the Eurovision, and that because of that, Spain never wins. It's
No.
been a while since Spain was on top even 10, of the list of
Yeah.
Eurovision. So they
Yeah.
thought we needed a change and a different type of song this time.
Yeah, well, I think Spain had success. Well, a long time ago, they had a little bit of
That's true.
success with Eurovision, and they, a lot of people here think that it's very political. I mean, I'm not a big Eurovision fan, but it seems to be that certain countries vote for certain countries, and
Yes.
there's been a big push for some of the newer European countries in recent times rather than some of the more established ones. I think there was a protest vote last year against the United Kingdom, or maybe the year before, because of Brexit, maybe. So it seems to be a little bit political sometimes as well, right?
Yes, seems to be a little bit, definitely. Yes, I have
That's
the
it. That's
same
it.
the same sense. I have the same feel about it.
Yeah, yeah. Now, one of the people that was in that jury in the Benidorm song contest, a lady called Alaska, who's
Yeah.
a fairly famous singer here in Spain. It's this. Well, she's part of a group which is the Spanish equivalent of the Pet Shop Boys. It's like a rip-off act, I think, of the Pet Shop Boys. Very similar guy on the keyboards, and then a singer who's quite extravagant. And she said that she absolutely loves Benidorm. She thinks it's one of the best parts of Spain, and she would love Benidorm to become a place like, not that it's not already like Las Vegas with the nightlife, but in the sense that artists go there for 6 months at a time, right? So let's say, for example, you have, like in Las Vegas, Celine Dion has a permanent spot at one of the hotels there, or Elvis Presley did back in the day, and magicians and all of these people. She said that would be a fantastic thing maybe for Benidorm if it had the ability to do that, if the hotels thought about that in advance to have, special rooms, that artists could do like 6 month stints in a similar way to what they do in Las Vegas. I thought it was a good idea.
It is definitely a good idea. I do think that Benidorm still needs to work a little bit on it. They're not 100% prepared for it just yet.
Yeah, that's what she said, yeah.
Yeah, but it's true that Benidorm's municipal hall wanted to claim her as the main ambassador of Benidorm, as
Okay.
a main person, famous person of Benidorm that is always obviously welcome to come here whenever she wants.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so she's like was handed the keys to the city or something, as they
That's
say,
true.
right?
Yeah, something similar. Yes.
All right, great. So she's a promoter of the city. Yeah, well, that's what she mentioned on national television here. And I thought that, it sounds like a good idea that if something similar could happen, and if people wanted to see that particular act, they could go to Benidorm, spend the weekend, spend a week or whatever, and then see that specific act. I thought it was quite a good idea because there is a person who's quite famous who plays the accordion. Do you know that lady?
Yes, definitely. She was one of the famous one. Well, right now it's not anymore because I don't think she acts right now. I don't think she offers acts in Benidorm anymore. But she definitely was for quite a few decades. She was very famous here in Benidorm, acting in the most popular restaurants and dance halls.
That's right. Yeah, she was a Benidorm figure. That's exactly right. Maria Jose, I think, was her
Yeah.
name. and her accordion. That's right. She was a famous act. Yeah. So what's happening nowadays then, Anna, regarding tourism? Are they expecting a big year this year? Can you see more tourists in the street? What's the situation now compared to last year?
If you would have asked me at the beginning of this year, the answer would be slightly different. At the beginning of this year, all the most important hotel chains here in Benidorm were saying that they're expecting an extremely positive year in terms of tourism, and that bookings were rising quite fast. There was a big increase and very fast increase in bookings, both for now short term, but also for summer season as well. However, right now they don't receive any cancellations. That's true, which is very, very good. Let's hope it's going to stay that way. However, they did see that reservations are coming in slower than they used to do. Okay. I suppose it's because of all the recent situation, and it's because of the price increase, because of the inflation. People just don't want to spend as much and are thinking kind of twice before they book their holidays.
Yeah, I can imagine that's the case because obviously a new curveball, as they say, has been thrown with the situation in Ukraine. So it's not good for tourism, especially. I don't know what the percentage was from people from that part of the world that would come to Spain. I don't know whether there was a big Russian tourist. I think that's more up in Tarragona, I read, rather than Benidorm.
Yes.
But I imagine. But I imagine that the whole area is affected in some way because we're talking about a lot of tourists potentially, right?
It is affected. It's not a lot. Obviously, here, that the biggest group of international tourism, one of the biggest ones, is obviously people from UK, from Ireland, from that part of the world. Yeah. So we were not as affected, but it's true that in this area, we do have a lot of people living permanently from those countries, Russian-speaking people. And the only way it affects us right now is in terms of property, because they started to sell massively their houses right now.
Oh, okay, good. So there's a lot of property on the market from people selling up. Okay,
right now,
good.
Yes, and they want a fast sale as well, as fast as possible. So it's very good for investors and for people who want to buy a property right now because they can get quite a good price of it.
So there's bargains to be found.
There is, definitely.
All right, good. Now, when I went there last year, a lot of the British area, that Rincon de Loix area where you see the British bars and the fish and chips selling restaurants and things, they were closed. Are they open again? Are they getting people back in?
Yes, the majority of the places are open already, definitely. There are still a few that are closed, but these ones, they are just rented right now. They're waiting for the new owners to come in and overtake the business. But the majority are open and tourists are arriving. Even right now when the weather is not very nice, there's still quite a lot of tourists on the streets.
Yeah, okay. So you say the weather's not very nice, but what's the temperature today?
Well, for me, it is cold. It's around 16, 17 degrees today.
Okay, all right. Okay, what's it been recently? Has it been in the 20s?
It has been, but around a week ago, more or less. It was quite nice weather. The sun was shining back again, but we received this storm, the rain here, so went slightly down. But still, even yesterday, with a lot of wind, with all this dust right now, with all this kalima, we call it here, even then, a lot of people were walking down Benidorm streets at the Levante beach because, we're on celebrations right now. We have traditional Valencian fallas.
Ah, yes.
So there's a lot of people visiting Benidorm right now for these days.
Yeah, well, I think Saturday is the San Jose Day, right?
That's true. That's when we'll have a nice parade with all the colorful cars and monuments and sculptures, and the burning of the sculptures at night. So it's going to be quite...
Okay, that's when people go to the beach, do they? And they burn the things on the beach, is it?
It's not on the beach exactly. Well, it depends on the year, but usually it's on the most popular points and streets in Benidorm. We will have 3 of them. The biggest one, obviously, is in Valencia. So if someone will be there, that's where they should be going.
That's right, yeah. Because the falla is more typical in Valencia, but of course Alicante, the Valencian community, so there is an overspill, that's right. Sure. Now, just going back to one thing that you said with those businesses, you mentioned that some businesses shut down permanently, but new people have come in, no? So there's a quick turnover?
There is definitely. I've been going and coming back from Benidorm back and forth few times a day, so I definitely can see some changes, from one day to the other. One day it's rented, the other day people are coming already, taking the rental sign and are putting new business will be here soon. So there is quite a fast change, I must say.
Oh, good. Yeah, well, that's positive, right? So things don't stay vacant, and it doesn't appear like a ghost town, which is positive because it certainly did at the end of the I think it was because the Valencian community was very strict last year, wasn't it?
It was.
With the restaurants and bars, everything was shut down, and that's what made it very, very difficult.
Yes, it was one of the strictest regions here in Spain. We've had so severe restrictions that it was just impossible, and it definitely seemed like a ghost town in here.
That's right. Yeah, it was. It seemed like that to me, except for the weekends. It seemed to pick up on the weekends, but during the week it was very quiet, especially, as I said, that Rincon de Leux area, which if there were no British people coming in, it was very difficult for those bars to open because Spanish people, this is one thing that surprises me as well, that a lot of those businesses, and I don't want to be too critical, but a lot of those businesses only cater to British people, right? So they sell British beer, they sell British food. They're completely excluding Spanish people, basically, right?
I mean, I wouldn't say it 100% that they are excluding them, on purpose. However, if you do offer more like food and drinks, what British people like, it's obvious that they will be the ones who will be coming and visiting these places more. And the Rincon de Lodge area is oriented towards the tourists the most. So this is why there was quite a big change, and it could be seen.
Yeah, but the thing is, there are a lot of Spanish tourists in Benidorm. It's not as if it's only one particular group. So this is why I couldn't understand that those places were, you looked at the list of things. Everything was in English. Premier League games this weekend, beers on tap. So they were, in my opinion, they weren't catering to Spanish people at all. Whereas if they mixed it up, I reckon they could have stayed in, they could have done more business, let's say.
I suppose it's just because they are near the British hotels, the ones that are oriented towards British tourism. So they've just seen that it's easier for them this way, I suppose.
Probably. I don't know, but it was strange to see those places. And because I was with a group of Spanish people, and obviously they look for something different. You know what I mean?
That's true. Well, I must say that Spanish tourists, they do like way more the central part of Benidorm. They love the Mediterranean Avenue, especially at the end of it now when it's totally reformed. They love the old town. They love tapas alleys, especially. Like they love that part of town more.
Well, there was a restaurant there that I can't remember what it was called, but it had like a mussel. It was called El Mejillon or Mejillonero or something. Do you know?
Mejillonera. That's my favorite place, definitely. Okay. We've actually went there. We made a video, not for them, just for the channel. We went to see what the food was like.
Yeah.
And it's definitely very nice. That's the true 100% authentic Spanish dishes and Spanish kitchen.
Yeah, because I saw there was a queue about 50 or 60 meters long for people waiting to get in. What type of food are they selling there? Seafood or?
Yes, it's a little bit of everything. What they do is they just take the most typical traditional Spanish dishes from all different regions in Spain, not only from this one. So what you can find is mejillones, obviously mussels, that's their main specialty. They give it with different sauces and salsas.
Yeah.
Of course, Valencian paella.
Yeah.
That's like the typical thing that you need to try. Different types of rices. They have Spanish salads, patatas bravas, which is also very typical. Croquetas.
Good. Yeah, that's a popular dish. That's it.
Yeah.
All right, great. We'll start to wrap it up, Anna. We've been going now for around 23, 24 minutes. We'll just give your channel a plug. It's Benidorm by Anna, right?
That's correct.
All right, great. And people can check you out, but hopefully we're going to have you on here again, giving a regular update on what's going on in Benidorm. And so we'll be in contact, okay?
Perfect. Thank you very much for having me here today.
Thank you very much for your input, Anna, and hope to see you again soon, okay?
Hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Bye. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.